So in power semiconductors, so only two motors, separately excited DC motors and DC series motors. By using these two motors only, so we have to discuss in first unit. Okay, controlling methods. Separately excited method, separately excited and DC series motor. Okay, by using a single phase semi converter fed and a single phase fully converter fed. Okay, and similarly three phase semi converter fed, three phase fully converter fed. By using this four single phase semi converter and single phase fully converter and three phase semi converter and three phase fully converter. These four concept we have to discuss in first unit and related problems. Okay, that is our first unit. So this this separately excited DC motor. Okay, this excitation is given by separately. Okay, that is called excitation nothing but field winding. Okay, we have to give the field winding externally. Okay, that is called separately excited motor. That means the field winding is excited by separate source. Okay, but in DC series motor, the field winding is connected in series with the armature. No? That's why uh, that is called self-excited. Okay, so so applications of series motors. So generally, series motors are used in traction. Okay, because of high starting torque. Okay, high starting torque. Because of that reason, the series motors are used in traction applications. Okay, that's why. So by using the power electronics devices, we have to control this DC series motor. That means traction applications by using power electronics by using power electronics devices. Okay, we have to control the drive. Okay, this is called separately excited DC motor. Well, I'm already explained in the last class. Okay, so supply voltage that is called armature voltage is equal to I into RA plus EB. So this zero under steady state condition. Okay, the back EMF is equal to pi z by 60 into P by A, and that the back EMF is proportional to the flux and speed, and the remaining are constant. Okay, poles constant and number of conductors constant. Okay, so armature paths, parallel paths are also constant. That's why this EB is equal to K into pi into N. This is called motor constant. Back EMF is proportional to the flux and speed. Okay, by controlling the flux and speed, the back EMF is changing. Okay, by controlling the back EMF, so the speed and the flux can be controlled. So this is the torque relations. You already know this type of information. Okay. So this is about the basics separately exit DC motors. This is about series motor. I'm already explained last class basics of series DC series motor. So yeah, so field winding connected in series. Now that's why you will get an extra resistance that is called field resistance RF. VA is equal to E plus I into RA. Sorry. I into RA plus RF. Okay, and the torque is proportional to IA square. That's why you are getting this type of relations, and its speed is inversely proportional to the torque. That's why. So we'll get this type of relations. So from these relations, so this torque versus IA characteristics are parabola, but and speed versus IA characteristics are hyperbolas like this. Yeah, under no load condition, the speed of the DC series motor is dangerous. That's why DC series motors are not operated in under no load condition. Okay. So this is the one of the black diagram of the electrical drive. Okay. Black diagram of an electrical drive. The system employed for motion control are called drives. Systems employed for motion control are called drives. Understand? This is the definition. What is drive? The systems employed for motion control, that is called speed control. Okay, by using some systems, so we have to control the speed of the machine, that is called drives. Okay, the drives employing the electrical machines are called electrical drives. The drives are employing the electrical machines are called electrical drives. Okay, in this black diagram, so the different type of parts are there. First is source, okay, power modulator and motor and load, sensing unit, control unit. These are the different type of equipments, different type of parts. Okay. Source is nothing but that is maybe AC or DC. Input to the power modulator, and maybe AC or DC depending on power modulator, depending on motor. Okay. The source is changing according to the motor. For example, this motor is a DC. Okay. Okay. If it is AC, for example, the source is AC and the motor is a DC series motor or DC separately excited DC motor. Okay. So the motor input is DC, no? So the power modulator is converting AC to DC. That means it is acting as a rectifier. Okay. It acts as a rectifier when the source is available, source is AC, and available source is load motor is called DC. In that case, it is acting as a rectifier. And also, for example, the source is AC and motor is also AC. That is called induction machine. Okay, if it is induction machine, its source is also AC. Okay, and that case it is called as a AC voltage controller. The power modulator will be acting as a AC voltage controller. Okay. So if motor is DC and its input is also DC. Okay. The motor is DC motor, and the source is DC. In that case, the power modulator is called chopper. Chopper is a fixed DC to variable DC converter. A DC to DC converter. Chopper. Understood? That means the motor speed can be controlled by using chopper. DC motor speed can be controlled by DC chopper. If source is as a DC. Otherwise, if the motor is as a AC, the speed can be controlled by using AC voltage regulator. If the source is as AC, okay. The motor is as AC. In that case, the power modulator is nothing but AC voltage regulator. So by using AC voltage regulator, we have to control the speed of this motor. Okay. So the motor output is called load. Okay. The load, the mega motor output is called load. The load is connected to the as a motor. Okay. And this is called sensing unit. The sensing unit senses the speed of the motor. Okay. Speed of the motor. The sensing unit senses the speed of the motor. Okay. By taking this output from the motor and sense the speed and is given to the control unit. Okay. The control unit is nothing but so the different type of control units are there. Gate firing angle control, gate control, firing control. Okay. By controlling the gate signal, this power modulator can be controlled according to the motor output. Okay. For example, DC series motor. For example, this is called DC series motor. The DC series motor under starting condition. So high starting torque and speed is also very less. At starting condition, so what is the requirement for a DC series motor in traction? High starting torque. In traction, high starting torque is required. Okay, because of heavy load, because of inertia in the system, in the traction, because of inertia, this during starting condition is required very high torque. During starting condition, it is required very high torque. Okay, to move that train locomotive, to move the locomotive, high starting torque is required at the starting condition. Okay, it sets the signals according to that and given to the control unit, and the control units give the signals to the power modulator, and then power modulator control the inputs of motor. Okay, and then motor is operating with high starting torque at starting condition. Okay, so like this, this drive is so working according to the load, according to the motor's working, motor speed. Okay, running condition, the speed of the motor is very high. Okay, and that case, the torque requirement is very less. During running condition, high speed condition, the motor's torque is less, speed is more. According to that, the speed sensor, sensing unit sense the speed of this motor and it's given to the control unit, and control unit is given to the power modulator. Power modulators control the signals to the motor. Okay, so like that, so this motor is operated. Okay, depending on our requirement, this load is working. During starting condition, high torque is required. Okay, during starting condition in a traction system, high starting torque is required. So this this sensing unit sense the speed of the motor. That means that initially the speed of the uh, motor is very less, and sense the signals, sense the speed of this motor, and it is given to the power modulator, and power modulators control the uh, input of the motor, and then is rotate with high starting torque. Okay, this is the simple black diagram of the electrical drive. Okay, so this is this drive. So there are different type of advantages of electrical drives. Okay, and also having some disadvantages, and also there are different types of drives. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. First, we have to go for advantages of electrical drive. Advantages of electrical drives. Okay, so what are the advantages of electrical drives? So we will discuss one by one. So the electrical drives are available in wide range of torque and speed and power. Understand? It's clear. The electrical drives are available in wide range of torque and speed and power. Okay, this wide range of speed control is possible. Wide range of speed control is possible by using this electrical drives. Okay, and starting condition and running condition, the speed can be controlled easily by using electrical drives. Okay, and also torque can be controlled during starting condition. The series motors high starting torque is required. That can be uh, so easily get by using series motor. And that means the traction can be easily run. The train locomotive run easily by using series motor during starting condition. That means torque controlling is high starting torque can be get from the DC series motor. That is called electrical drive. And the speed and power, these all are can be controlled. Wide range control is possible. Okay, and next they are adaptable to almost any operating conditions such as explosive and radioactive environment, submerged in liquids, and vertical mounting, and so on. Okay, that means these machines are working in everywhere. That is explosive area also is working. Machines are working. Okay, it's very difficult to work the human beings. Am I right? So it's very difficult to work the explosive area in humans. So machines are can be easily work that can withstand that much of uh, characteristics. That means temperature, okay, and pollution, whatever it may be. So the different type of factors are affecting on that machine. It can easily control, but human beings are not control that much of factors. So that's why this by using machines we can operate in any places. They are adaptable to almost any operating conditions. Okay, that may be high temperature conditions and low temperature conditions. In -degree temperature conditions also these machines are working, such as, and also explosive and radioactive environment also these machines are working, and submerged in liquids, vertical mounting, and so on. These are the different type of uh, operation conditions of machines. Okay, and then the electrical drive does not pollute the environment. You know, well, the electrical machines output is electrical only. There is no pollution out. Okay, but from diesel gas, okay, the petrol diesel gas engines are output is polluted, but in electrical rays does not pollute the environment. There is no pollution for electrical outputs. Okay, so for example, diesel locomotive. Okay, diesel locomotive, diesel engines are steam engines. Okay, in traction system, diesel locomotives are there, steam engines are there. Okay, so that pollute the atmosphere, environment pollution. Okay, so by burning the coal in steam engines and by using the diesel or petrol, generally diesel locomotives. So output is output that may be pollution to the atmosphere, environment in diesel locomotive. But in electrical drive, okay, in electrical traction, there is no pollution into the environment. Am I right or not? The electrical drive does not pollute the environment. Okay, and it can operate in all four quadrants of speed torque plane. Okay, the electrical drive is operating on four quadrants. Okay, there are different type of quadrants. There first, second, third, fourth. Forward motoring, reverse motoring, reverse forward braking mode, reverse regenerating braking mode. There are different types of modes are there that can be done by using this electrical drives. It can operate in all four quadrants: forward motoring mode, forward braking mode, reverse motoring mode, reverse regenerating mode. Okay, so different type of quadrants can be work. This serial motor. Okay, they can be started instantly and can be immediately be fully loaded. Okay, that's speed. I mean, pick up. That means it is required very less time to pick up. So very less time to get the rated speed. Electrical drives are very less time to get rated speed. Okay, they can be started instantly and can be immediately be loaded. Okay, that is there is no need to refuel or warm up the motor. Understand? There is no need to refuel or warm up the motor. This is the advantages of the electrical drives. They can be started instantly and can be immediately be fully loaded. Okay. They have flexible control characteristics and can be employed to automatically control the drive. Flexible control characteristics. They have flexible control characteristics. During starting condition, the torque can be controlled. High starting torque is required. That torque can be controlled by using different type of operating systems. And also during running conditions, speed can be controlled. Okay, that are having flexible control characteristics. DC machines or AC machines having, that means electrical drive is having flexible control characteristics and can be employed automatically to control the drive. So this is the advantage of electrical drives, and also they have flexible control. Okay, because the following advantages: they have flexible control characteristics and can be employed automatically control the drive. So this because of the following advantages: the mechanical energy already available from a non-electrical prime mover is sometimes first converted into electrical energy by a generator and back to the mechanical energy of an electrical motor. Okay, so like this. So that's why this they have a flexible control characteristics and can be employed for automatical. Electrical link thus provides between the non-electrical prime mover and the load impact to the drive flexible control characteristics. Okay, it can be easily understand the upcoming classes how this DC motion or AC machine can be controlled easily, and also have how they have flexible control characteristics and can be employed automatically control the drives. And further classes you can easily understand. Okay, and then these are the different type of advantages of electrical drives and disadvantages, and then go for disadvantages of electrical drives. So first one, the power failure is completely disable the whole of the system. Power failure will completely disable the whole of the system. Okay, this is one of the disadvantages. If the power is failure, okay, the system is completely shut down. That means power failure completely disable the whole of the system. Okay, power complete power. This is one of the important factor for electrical drives. Okay, power is one of the important factor. So in power failure conditions, this electrical drive system will be shut down. It is very difficult to run now. Okay, the application of the drive is limited because it cannot be used in places where power supply is not available. Some places the power supply is not available, so at that case it is very difficult to control this drive. The application of the drive is a limited case because it cannot be used, cannot use in place of where the power supply is not available. Okay, power supply is not available conditions. This electrical drive is very difficult to run now. This is the disadvantage. Some hilly areas and some congested areas, the power supply is not available. Okay, that case, these diesel locomotives are working. Okay, and it can cause the noise pollution. So one of the disadvantages, noise pollution, the sound pollution is also. So we'll get then some sound from the electrical drives. It can cause the noise pollution, and the initial cost of the system is high. So this is one of the initial cost of the system is high. One of the disadvantages of the electrical drives. Initial cost of the system is high. So this is about some advantages and disadvantages of electrical drives, and then go for classification of electrical drives. Classification of electrical drives. These drives can be classified into three categories. Generally, they classified into three categories. Classification of electrical drives and that. First one is group drive, second individual drive, and third was multi-motor drive. Group drive, individual drive, multi-motor drive. So we have to discuss this three concepts one by one. So first, what is meant by group drive? Okay, so group drive, individual drive, multi-motor drive. So on that first one, group drive, if several group of mechanisms or machines are organized by one shaft, if several group of mechanisms or machines are organized on one shaft and driven or actuated by one motor. Okay, that's why this is called a group drive. So the system is called a group drive and or shaft drive. Several machines are connected in the same shaft. One shaft can be controlled by using different type of machines. It's called a group drive. Several group of mechanisms or machines. Several group of machines are organized on one shaft and driven or actuated by one motor. The system is called group drive or shaft drive. Understood? Several machines are connected to the one shaft. So that's why it is called a group drive. It's clear. Several group of mechanisms or machines are organized on one shaft and driven or actuated by one motor. The system is called group drive or shaft drive. Shaft drive. Sometimes it is also called as a shaft drive. Okay, it's clear. The advantages and disadvantages of this drive. Most economical, and disadvantages. Any fault that occurs in the driving motor renders all the driving equipment idle. Okay, if any fault occurs on the driving motor, if any fault is occur on the driving motor, they renders all the driving equipment is idle. Okay, so this is one of the disadvantages. Any fault is occur on the motor, the total system will be shut down. Okay, efficiency low because losses occurring in the energy transmitting mechanism, power loss. Efficiency is low. In a group drives, this efficiency is low because the losses occurring in the energy transmitting mechanisms. Okay, power transfer mechanisms, there are a lot of losses are there. So that's why the efficiency of the system is group drive system is very less. Okay, not safe to operate. This group drive is not safe to operate, and also noise level at the working spot is high. This is the disadvantage of the group drives. Understood? Not safe to operate, and also noise level at the working spot is high. Working spot is high. Okay, noise level is very high. And then go for individual drive. So group drive is over, and then individual drive. If a single motor is used to drive or actuate a given mechanism, and it does all the jobs connected with this load, the drive is called individual drive. It's clear. Single motor. Here, single motor is used to drive or actuate given mechanism, and it does all the jobs connected to the load. This drive is called individual drive. So in this, only one single motor is used, and then by using single motors, uh, do this all the jobs connected with this load. Does all the jobs connected with the load by using single motor. That's why it's called individual drive. Okay, all the operations connected with the operating a lathe may be performed by a single motor. Okay, so all the operations connected with the operating a lathe may be performed by a single motor. So this is one of the applications of single individual. All operations are connected with the operating a lathe may be performed by a single motor. So that is under belongs to individual. Each motor is driven by its own separated motor with the help of gears, pulleys, etc. This comes under individual rows. This concept is under individual rows. Each motor is driven by its own separated motor with the help of gears, pulleys, etc. This is called individual rows. And disadvantages, power losses occurs. Okay, in this also power loss occurs. Power loss is on one of the disadvantages. And okay, so so what is the another drive? Multi-motor drive, no? So multi-motor drive. So in this multi-motor, each operation of the mechanism is taken care by separate drive motor. Okay, separate mechanism can be controlled by using separate drive motor. Each operation of this mechanism is taken care by a separate drive motor. That's why it is called multi-motor drive. So the number of motors are used here. Okay, so for each operation of the mechanism taken care by a separate drive motor. Okay, so different type of mechanisms are there, and that the different mechanisms are for separate drives are used. For each mechanism, so separate drive motor can be used. That is called multi-motor drive. The systems contains several individual drives, each of which is used to operate its own mechanism. Okay, is operating its own mechanism. The system contains several individual drives, each of which is used to operate its own mechanism. That's why it is called multi-motor drive. It's clear. Separate motors are provided for activating different parts of the driven mechanism. Okay, and advantages. Each machine is driven by a separated motor. It can be run and stopped as desired. So this is one of the important concept under multi-motor drive. Each machine is driven, it's by separated motor. No? That's why there is no disturbance to the another drive. There is no disturbance to the another drive. That's why so each machine is driven, it's separated by a motor, separated motor. It can be run and stopped as desired. Okay. Machines not required can be shut down and also replaced with minimum of dislocation. This is one of the advantages of multi-motor. There is a flexibility in the installation of different machines. There is a flexibility in the installation of different machines also. One of the advantages of multi-motor. Okay. And continuation advantages of electrical drives and multi-motor. In the case of motor fault, only its connected machine will be stopped, whereas another will continue working undisturbed. Okay, that's why because of these are all isolated. This group, multi-motor drive, each mechanism is isolated. That's why if any fault is occurring in one mechanism, so there is no disturbance to the other mechanism. In this case of motor fault, only its connected machine will stop, whereas other will continue working under undisturbed conditions. This is called multi-motor. This one, this absence of belts and line shafts greatly reduce the risk of accidents to operating personnel. Okay, so this is one of the advantages of multi-motor. The absence of belts and line shafts greatly reduces the risk of accidents. Okay, so because of this, every motor is every mechanism is controlled by individual motors. No? That's why there is a belts and it's not required, and the line shafts are also not required. Absence of belts and line shafts greatly reduces the risk of accidents and to the operating personnel. So this is the advantage of the group drive, and the disadvantage is only one disadvantage, that is called initial cost is high. So because of each mechanism, each different motors are used. Okay, so number of motors are used, increasing the number of motors uses. That's why initial cost of the system is very high. Okay, so these are the different type of group drives, individual drive and motor drives. And so next class we will discuss task speed line convention. Okay, 4-quadrant operation. So this is only a basic introduction only. So try to concentrate. So we will discuss on second unit these two concepts, torque speed convention and 4-quadrant operations. We will this concept briefly we will discuss in second unit. So in this single phase in this unit, single phase can be classified into semi-controlled and fully controlled. That means single phase semi-controlled devices and single phase fully controlled. Single phase semi-controlled and single phase fully controlled. Okay. Fed deciders we have to discuss. Single phase semi-controlled and single phase fully controlled fed deciders we have to discuss. And that semi-controlled separately excited DC motor and separate DC series motor. Only two motors, separately excited DC motor and the series DC motors. Only these two motors only. Similarly, in the fully controlled also separately excited DC motors and series DC motors. Only these two concepts. For fully controlled, for semi-controlled, same. Separately excited DC motor and series DC motor, semi-controlled. Same as fully controlled also, separately excited DC motor and series DC series motor. Okay, we have to discuss these all three concepts. 1, 2, 3, 4 concepts with related to the semi-controlled and fully controlled for single phase. Similarly, three phase also. Three-phase system also semi-controlled and fully controlled. On that semi-controlled, same machines, separately excited DC motor and DC series motor. Similarly, fully controlled, separately excited and series DC motors. These two motors can be how speed can be controlled by using fully controlled for three phase, and how speed can be controlled or torque can be controlled or armature can be controlled can be done by using semi-controlled with three phase. Okay. So yeah, for single phase, semi-controlled and fully controlled. So that separately excited motor and DC series motor. For three phase also, single phase semi-converter, semi-controlled and fully controlled. Three phase, semi-controlled and fully controlled, and under that separately excited motor, DC series motor. Similarly, under fully controlled, separately excited motor, DC series motor. So, okay. So these are about some introduction.